Hey guys, Colin here with my video. I'm late on my video this time because I don't remember if you know from my last video you could hear me coughing and that. Well, I ended up getting sicker, and I had a upper respiratory infection, and I had to rest for a few days and take some medications and whatnot. And ended up getting a sore throat and hacking up stuff and uh, hot and cold flashes and whatnot. But I'm better now. I still got a little cough, so you might hear me hack something up at least once during this video. I hope not. Anyway, I'm late with the video, as I said. Now, I always get sick, either right before winter or right when it's ending, when the weather's changing. That's usually when I get sick. Um, but we're going to pop on with the records here. Hop on with the records. Did that? And anyway, we have the Ohio players. Here is a box set of the Fletcher Henderson story, A Study in Frustration. Now, I heard some of his music maybe a year or two ago. I have an album stashed in my stuff somewhere, and I remembered liking that. So when I seen this box set, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. It was pretty cheap, like 10 bucks. A thesaurus of classic music, and there's 4 records in here and a booklet. And here we have a new record. This is Courtney Barnett and Kurt Vile. And it has a strange sort of fold out. Well, it's actually kind of a neat cover there. You don't always see them like that. And Courtney Barnett, I heard her, I guess it's been about a year ago. She had a hit on our alternative record station. I just forget the name of the song because it was only one song and it's been a while since I heard it. But I liked her music, so when I seen her teaming up with Kurt Vile here, I decided to check that out. Oh, there's back. And here we have the Spencer Davis Group Heavies featuring Steve Winwood. Is he still around? I haven't really researched to see what he's doing lately. Steve Winwood. I always liked his voice. And here we have the Delphonics Super Hits. And I like that song, La La Means I Love You. At the, they're like, la 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 la, that sort of stuff. And here's kind of the Halloween record for the video. It's Q Lazarus, Goodbye Horses. And she's somebody else who disappeared after she had this semi-hit song back, I believe it was the 70s, early 80s, somewhere in there. But this Goodbye Horses is in a famous scene from the Hannibal Lecter movie. Well, you know what I'm talking about. The Hannibal Lecter movie where the guys, the Buffalo Bill, the killer's in the basement of his place, and he's putting on makeup and dancing around naked with his stuff all tucked in. But in the background, you can hear that Goodbye Horses playing in the background. And I always wondered, well, not always, just recently I'm like, that sounds like a pretty good tune. I wonder who played that. So I started looking it up all over the place and found out that nobody really knows anything too much about this lady. It's a female. That's probably not her real name, Q Lazarus. That she kind of disappeared off the scene and nobody knows what happened to her or something. I'm not really sure about what happened on that. But anyway, that's that. And next, I don't remember if I showed this already. This is Leonard Cohen, Various Positions. I just started getting into some Leonard Cohen this past year. Otherwise, I never really heard his music except for one song in Pump Up the Volume. That's what got me interested in him again. If you remember a movie called Pump Up the Volume, there's one song in there by him, and I didn't know it was him, so I went and looked up the soundtrack to that movie and found out it was Leonard Cohen. And I like Dance Me to the End of Love on this one. And going along with that Leonard Cohen, I'm going to go straight to the book instead of antiques on this one, because I also picked up this book. I didn't even know he wrote books, but he's got a couple and a few poetry books also, and this is called Beautiful Losers. And this came out in the, when was the first printing of this? The first printing was in 1966 or 67, I believe. It's very confusing notes inside here, or, you know, publishing notes. But this is the 7th printing, paperback from 1970-ish, around there. But I did not care for this. I tried reading it. Some of it made sense. I mean, I can read parts of it, but together, I just couldn't get into it. It's too confusing. There's characters from different time periods, and I didn't enjoy his depictions of, I guess it's his Mohawk character or something that's in his, and I just didn't like it. So this is on the chopping block if anybody's interested in a trade at some point. I believe he is from Canada, but I couldn't get into it. I just didn't care for it. Here, I'll just read a little piece that's legible. Why do you always try to humiliate me? I asked him so solemnly that I scared myself. He stood up, covered the model with a plastic Remington typewriter cover. He did this so gently, with a kind of pain, that for the first time I saw that F, that's the character, just F, suffered from what I could not tell. But most of it I couldn't get into. It's too, I guess he wrote this in some drug or drunken frenzy I've seen somewhere. But he doesn't write as good as Jack Kerouac when he's drunk or drugged up or whatever, or Bukowski even. At least Bukowski, you could understand his dribble was at least fun and legible. This is just, I didn't like it. Here we go, see what I mean? And for the antiques, I have another one of these. I've been picking up these, this is another one of those sloped writing boxes. And this is a different one from what I showed before. It's very shiny and nice, but on the outside, but on the inside, it needs some work. The inside is actually very nice also. But, you see, this is supposed to be connected over here and over there, and you can see the leather coming off of this one. And this is one that I'm going to be repairing. I also have another one that I already started on. You see me in my little video where I'm removing the felt from one of these. And this one needs some work also. It has the compartment for your pens. This is a reproduction ink bottle for the corner here. But this is going to be fun once I get it finished, because this also has a little secret compartment in it. If you pull this little lever here, there it went. And that wood popped out, and the drawers popped out with it, which they weren't supposed to, but I was holding it at an angle. And these actually still have the little knobs and things that go on the end. And there's the little mechanism that holds the wood on there. And you just slip it back in like so. And pop it back in, and there you have your secret compartments again. And that's the box right there that I need to start on. It might be a while before I get to this one because I'm still working on the other one. All I'm going to do to those is replace the messed up felt, that the covering on it, because I'm by no means a box restorer. It's already shiny enough. I think I just need to shine it up a little bit, fix the felt, and we'll be good to go on that. And lastly, on the antiques, this is a antique stationery writing folder. This would have came probably with a stationery box, but the box is long gone. This is from the late 1890s, approximately about 1899, because there's a date on the inside of here. And at one time there may have been somebody's initials or something right here, but they've long since rubbed off. You can kind of make out a faint outline of some letters there. And this is silver inlay. And I'm going to clean up this leather and get some leather type cleaning stuff for this and get it cleaned up to where it won't fall apart and flake on me and stuff like that. But it's in pretty good shape for its age, except for the inside here. You see it's pulling apart, which I'm going to just kind of glue that down there. And that's about all I'm going to do to it, because I don't want to really mess it up. And then it's just for put a piece of paper here, and you can write, do whatever you want to do. And that's it for the stuff on this video, 12 minutes here. And lastly, I'm going to be doing a video once a month on this subscription box called I Ink, Therefore I Pen. And I will be putting one of these up every month, separate from this one. And if you want to check that out, go ahead. I'm going to put that up after this. It's just a monthly subscription box of pens, little notebooks, stationery type stuff, and ink samples. Thanks. Colin, over and out, and Weirdos Unite.